Hi all the students, welcome once again to AceCat YouTube channel, and today I have got Anurag Rai with me. Anurag has got 98.7 percentile in CAT, and moreover, I keep appreciating Anurag for his incredible improvement in the VRC section. Okay, the moment he realized, sir, to score well in VRC, it's very important that we have to keep reading and we have to develop a very good practice of reading and make reading a part and parcel of life. And this is what he did, and eventually he was able to score 49.5 marks only in the very first section of VRC, and he has got 99.7 percentile in that section. Anyway, students, today we are going to discuss with Anurag about his interview of IIM Amritsar. Okay, just 5 minutes back, he completed his interview online, in online mode of IIM Amritsar. We are going to discuss with Anurag about his interview experience. So, Anurag, how was the interview and what questions were asked?
My time for interview is 1:55 and I'm the first person which is given the interview. I'm first in panel.
Okay.
So the first question they ask is tell me about yourself, and afterwards they asked why MBA. In
Okay.
why MBA I mentioned that I read some books about MBA and met some people who encouraged me. So he asked which book and which people. So I told them that some alumni of my college who are actually teaching at IIMs, and then book name. Then he asked the summary of book, which is I've already prepared, Money Works. Afterwards, she asked that how you think IoT is impacting industries and cyber attacks, and she given some example about some place which I didn't remember some name, that it's stopped working due to a cyber attack. So how IoT's pros actually outweighs its cons. So I told, yes ma'am, there are multiple problems, but we need to understand that IoT is a disruptive technologies which is going to work very well in this industry and its pros outweighs. So she asked in some detail. Then she asked about some cyber securities algorithms, whether it's DEs, AEs. Then she asked me counter questions on them. Afterwards, she asked any management related subject did I study? Then I told, yes ma'am, they are quality management and MEFA. Then she entered in those sectors. Then asked rapid fire on LEAP, G, type 1 error, type 2 error. I'm able to answer some of them but not able to answer all. Afterwards, she gave the panel to second professor who is
Okay. Just 1 second, 1 second. So, the first panelist, okay, besides the introduction part and besides why MBA, majorly the interview was focused on the technical questions.
aspects, completely
Okay.
technical, ma'am.
But tell me one thing, was the panel patient enough to listen to your answers?
Yes, sir. She is completely patient. She is completely, and even the counter question is not like grilling. She just want to know particulars or specifics, not just some layman terms.
So it was a very cordial interaction.
Yes, sir. It's cordial interaction.
Okay, very nice. And then the second panelist
Second panelist took over.
So what kind of questions were there?
First, she asked that I mention history in my CV. So he asked, I am interested. I said, yes, ma'am, I am interested. Then she asked the start date of World War One
Okay.
and end date of World War Two.
Okay. Carry on, please.
So I told her that I didn't remember the specific dates because these type of war are didn't declared on just one specific date. So I tell him that World War One started with July crisis and ended with Treaty of Versailles, and about Second World War started with Poland invasion and ended with bombing of Nagasaki. Then she asked, what is Treaty of Versailles? I told her, but I didn't completely told her that I didn't remember every proper article of that treaty, but it's ended the war between entity and central power and some basic points. Afterwards, she said thank you, and then my interview is over.
Absolutely. And I remember, Anurag, during our classes also, we had a discussion over history. Okay. And I was telling you the moment you mention about history in your CV, definitely
They are going to ask.
questions
Yes,
based
sir.
on that.
They are going to ask.
So anyway, students, Anurag had questions based on World War One and World War Two. And believe me, the way Anurag was able to give the answers there and the answers as you are talking about, I believe that should have created a very good impression in the mind of the panelist as well. Any other important question pertaining to current affairs? Any
Nothing, sir.
profile-based question?
Before interviews, sir, I actually reading about budget. I'm actually reading about financial terms, economic terms. I reading about maths. Are they going to ask status? Nothing, sir.
Absolutely. But anyway, all the students do understand. This was the experience with Anurag. That does not mean that if anyone is preparing for IIM Amritsar, you should ignore these points. No. We never know what actually the interview is going to focus upon. Yes, we do understand the interviews at with IIM Amritsar, they generally are technical in nature. And this is not only the feedback of Anurag, but a good number of other students as well. So anyway, students, whichever subjects you have studied in graduation, please ensure that you have a good understanding of those subjects. But at the same time, okay, whatever things you have mentioned in the CV, be very careful about that. The moment as Anurag mentioned about history, so questions pertaining to that, okay, were there. Similarly, आप कुछ भी hobby mention करो, आप कुछ भी लिखें, अपने CV में कुछ भी बोलें, questions will be definitely based on that. Any other observation? Any piece of advice?
Your graduation subjects going to play a very big role in IIM Amritsar interviews, because I have seen in other transcripts that if you are mentioning that you are BCom in economics honors, your all questions are coming from that.
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, students, that becomes the final piece of advice. And thank you, Anurag, for sharing your wonderful experiences, and all the best for all the upcoming interviews.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words.
Sharing.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.